this is unusual in the sense that, as you said, the Jags are playing back-to-back games, but in two different stadiums as well. They'll be at Wembley this week, and then they'll be at Spurs next week. But I've always said that the hard thing is, if you're thinking about establishing a London team, whether you start one from scratch or whether you bring a team over from the States, you've spent the last, certainly since the international series started, which was 2007, but really since the mid-'80s, you've been spending that time building up a fan base that have acquired their own teams. They've all attached themselves, and as you guys know, and as is true in Britain, the rule is that once you choose a team, you're not allowed to change it for the rest of your life, even if they sign Aaron Rodgers or whatever. And that's always going to be a difficult thing for a team to overcome. You will see more Jags jerseys because they're Jags games, but not a huge amount. It won't be half the crowd going Jacksonville. There will be a fair amount of Atlanta jerseys there, but mostly it's the Rainbow Coalition for the for the rest of the stadium, and people go there because this will be the one football game they'll see. Not just this year, but probably for a couple of years. They'll go to one when they can get a ticket. So it really is more like a celebration of football than a celebration of the Jags. And I think that's part of what makes it interesting. And if you were to focus on one team and ask people to become season ticket holders for one team and have 8 games for one team, 1 year 9 the next at home, you run the risk of not attracting enough full-time fans, or even worse, the team that attracts them then doing badly at the start of the season. Whereas, any game you stage right now, even if a team's doing badly, it becomes part of an event, and the event is fun for everybody.
Mike, I've been to a few Wembley games, and one thing I always found is, like you said, the Rainbow Coalition. There's a great sense of like a meeting of the community. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a scattered sort of population of people who are into NFL around the UK and Ireland, but they all come together, as many as possible come together for these games. Since I haven't been there since I think maybe the Jags played the Eagles, maybe that was about 4 or 5 years ago. Since then, since Spurs have come on board, since the games have got more plentiful, are you finding that atmosphere is surviving the extra amount of games? It's still
pretty much. Occasionally, you'll get a game where the crowd seems to be sort of 2/3, 1/3, but that's really a factor of the teams there, and it doesn't matter what jerseys the fans are. It's that the fans for this game, they attach themselves to one team or the other, and you can usually tell that pretty quickly in a game which way the crowd is looking. Sometimes it's the underdog. Sometimes it's more they don't want one of the teams to win than they actually want the other one to win.